Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you've tuned into my other HoneyBook videos, you would have seen how I set up my HoneyBook account for social media management clients, but today I want to talk about coaching clients. I offer a couple of different coaching programs to people who want to work with me one-on-one, and HoneyBook truly is the hub for that stuff. If you're new here and you don't know what HoneyBook is, it's a CRM or customer relationship management tool. And it allows you to store templates and workflows and just keep all of your customers in one place. It is truly game changing. I also have a little freebie for you that features some of my favorite email templates to use for my coaching clients. So if you want to download that, as well as get 50% off your HoneyBook subscription, go ahead and click the link down in the description box to get started. And with that said, let's go behind the scenes of my HoneyBook account. Okay, so the first thing that you're gonna wanna set up is up here on your little profile image, you're gonna click on company settings, and then on the left menu here, you're gonna click on company brand. You'll wanna make sure that you have your brand element set up, so that's your main logo and your secondary logo, as well as your button colors, which should be tied to your brand. Remember, it's super important to have a clear, cohesive brand across your different platforms, and things like forms and proposals and emails that your clients are getting should really follow suit if you can. Make sure they're sized correctly too, because for a long time my secondary logo was like super wide and it was very obnoxious looking. Okay, so you can also set your signature here and some other details that you can explore on your own time. Over here on preferences though, I want to share with you a couple of things that I like to make sure to adjust. One, your notification settings. You may or may not want all of these. I personally like most of them. I find them really helpful, but you can adjust those as you see fit. And then on actions, this one's really important. So I choose to expire my proposals and invoices 1 week after sending them. You can adjust the frequency or the time limit rather by clicking on the little pencil icon. I definitely recommend expiring them at some point. Maybe you want to do 1 week. I think the default is 2. Maybe you want to leave it open for a month, but definitely expire it after some time. That's my advice. One, it adds a little sense of urgency to your clients who are trying to book with you. It kind of gets them to want to go ahead and sign up, but it also gives you that freedom to not have to sort of be stuck in a holding pattern. You know, you can move on if a client doesn't sign and go out and get a new client if you need to, because you need to eat, you need to keep your cash flow going. So that's really important. Again, more things that you can customize, payment reminders, file name formats, all that, but I won't bore you with that boring stuff. So next, if we go up here to tools and contact form. First, actually, what I want to say is that I would recommend you just whiteboarding or writing down on paper how your client goes through your sales funnel, how you envision or how they currently do get from point A to point B. Doing this really helped me build out my HoneyBook process. And so for me, it starts from a form. They go to latashajames.com/coaching, they read about the coaching program, and they click I'm interested or apply now or something like that. And what I used to use was a Google form. Well, HoneyBook has these forms that basically act as a Google form, just a better version. And so that's what I replaced it with. And so that is how my potential clients get into my HoneyBook sales funnel. Now for you, it might be something different. HoneyBook also has scheduling links, which I'll show you in a bit. So you may just have a link on your website that says book a free discovery call, if that's how you like to roll. I personally like to pre-qualify people a little bit, just because I felt like I was getting kind of a lot of people who were not very serious or people who were not in the right stage of business. And this form is really easy to customize. You can just, click on the design settings to change your colors, your fonts, all that. You can change any of these questions to whatever you want. And once you have it all set up with your questions, this is what it's going to look like. So once a client fills out my form on my website and they submit it, then they get added into my HoneyBook account as a project. So they will show up here under inquiry, and I have some that are like tests. So I'll show you what that looks like. Latasha James test Latasha James did not fill out the form, but if she did, it would show up here. It would show me their responses, and then I could decide how I wanted to respond to them. If I wanted to move forward with trying to book them as a client, I would just click on this email section here, and I would choose one of my templates. And I think I have one called Coaching Application Accepted, and send her that. So this kind of says, sounds like you'd be a great fit. Here's a link to my calendar. Remember, I talked about that. This is also through HoneyBook. And I'll show you how to set that up in a sec. And that's sort of the next step to work with me is hop on a quick discovery call. Let's make sure that we're both a good fit for one another and that we don't have any questions. And then we'll go through the process that way. Now, if Tess Latasha said, I want to work with you, but no, I can't afford your services, which I do get forms like that sometimes, I actually have a template called Coaching App Budget Issue. So I have this template built out that says like, hey, no worries, self-paced coaching or one-on-one coaching rates are non-negotiable, but you might want to consider joining the Freelance Friday Club or taking one of my courses. So there's a few different templates that you can build out or that I have built out. And the way that I do these templates, I'll delete this for now. You go up to tools and you go to templates. This is going to be really your best friend, this templates section. So we'll start with emails. I have a bunch of different email templates here. So I think I just showed you like all the ones that say default or HB template are put in there by HoneyBook. So those are always good to look through just to see if there's anything maybe you're not considering or if you're having a hard time wording something or phrasing something. But yeah, so I have Coaching App Accepted, Coaching App Budget Issue, just a bunch of different templates so I can easily pull those emails and then just customize them when I need to. So there's that. Now, if a client comes in and they have a bunch of questions, they're saying, hey, I read through the page on your website, but I'm just not sure like which coaching option is for me, or I'm not sure I'm ready to invest, or I'm not sure, they just have questions. I have a brochure built out. So if we click on brochure, these are pretty cool. They're almost like mini landing pages that you can send through or like a PDF. It's kind of a hybrid between those things, but you go in here and I'll show you what mine looks like. So I have kind of just like this little page built out with some testimonials and a description of the different coaching services that I offer. So you can build this out pretty easily. If you know how to build like a Squarespace website or an email campaign or anything like that, you can navigate these pretty easily. You'll just click on like the little plus buttons and choose different columns, images, questions, menu of services. It's pretty cool, but it just gives just a little bit more background to what you're going to sell and can just warm up the lead a little bit more. So if they need this, I would go over to my templates, brochures, and then I would click on use this template. I'd choose an existing project. I'll type in test. I have like 5,000 test projects, and then create file. And then here you can click on review email, and then you'll find your email templates here again. So I would maybe do Coaching App Accepted, and I would just maybe add like a little note, hey, I saw you had some questions, I'd love to work with you, check out my brochure that I've attached to see if these services are right for you, or to decide which one is right for you, or whatever based on their question. If we click on preview here, we'll be able to see, and I always click on preview just to make sure that the attachment is there, which will look like this. It'll say, view brochure, and that's where your little logo is going to be and all of that. So you can make sure everything looks good there. Okay, so one of the most important things about this whole thing is getting paid, making sure that you're able to actually initiate the contracts. So you'll go up to tools, templates once again, and you'll go up to proposals. So this is where you'll build out your payment gateway. Basically, I'll show you mine. This one hasn't been updated for new pricing yet, but I simply have a proposal here. So you can change this image to whatever you want. If you want a picture of you, or maybe you with a bunch of your coaching clients or something like that, you can totally do that. Then you would just put your item that you're selling. So this is the mentorship program. You can add a description. So this is a 12-week one-on-one blah, blah, blah. And your pricing, you can add discounts to your proposals if you want to. So if you wanted to offer like a nonprofit discount or military discount, or maybe they were a referral and you offer some kind of referral program, you can easily add those in there. And then you can choose the payment schedule. So I always do the payment just at the onset of the project, but you can also do another payment. So if you're a coach who accepts payment plans, you can break it up into 3 payments or 2 payments. You can also change the amount. So I know some people choose to offer payment plans, but they'll make each payment just a little bit more to kind of accommodate for the extra processing fees and things like that they're going to go through. So you can do custom amounts if you wanted to do 3 payments of $515 instead of, 3 even payments. You could totally do that. So there you go. And then it's letting me know, like, just to clarify, this is more. So you can do that if you want to, or you can split it evenly, whatever you want to do. But like I said, I always do my, it's due on start date. And then I have my contract down here. HoneyBook does have some fantastic templates that you can modify and check out and use as your contract template. And basically, once they get sent this proposal, they will be asked to pay, asked to sign off on the contract, and then you're good to go. So let's go back into our workflow. We sent that first email that said coaching app accepted. They didn't have questions. They're ready to go. They clicked on the link to book that discovery call with me, that 15-minute intro call. We got on the call. We verbally said, yes, let's move forward. Then what I would do is either on the call or immediately after the call, I come in here and I go to I'm going to delete this before I forget it. I go into my mentorship program proposal. I click on use this template. I go to the existing project because they would have already been in there from filling out the form. I create the file. And then I click on review email. Again, I have a template for this. I think it's called mentorship or maybe mentorship proposal. So there we go. So mentorship proposal. I have an email. Again, just build out your email templates. So figure out how many emails you're going to need for each thing. This is where, whiteboarding or writing things down is really going to help you out. And it just says, hey, it was great connecting with you. When you're ready to move forward, I've attached the proposal, blah, blah, blah. And then I have another link to another scheduling link on HoneyBook that says once confirmed, you can schedule your first call here. I'll also be following up with an onboarding questionnaire and some other resources between now and then. So again, I'm going to preview and just show you what this email looks like. There we go. Make sure that the proposal is actually attached. And then that way, as soon as they sign the proposal and get their first call booked, you are free to start treating them as a client. So that is really the last step, is the questionnaires for me. I'll just click on questionnaires, and I have a bunch, again, of different questionnaires for me. There's like a coaching onboarding form that I use. And this is really up to you as the coach to determine what information you need. Up front, I like to ask what their name is, any nicknames or professional titles I should use. I should probably add pronouns in here just so you know that you're addressing people in the proper way, that they like to be called, that kind of thing. What's their website? What's their email or mailing address, so I can either email or ship them a welcome kit, which is their workbook that they go through. I also like to ask about communication preferences. So how do you like to communicate, via email, voice message, text message through Voxer, what kind of learner they are, what their goals are, if they've taken any personality tests, just a bunch of different things like that. Is always helpful for me to know before I get on calls with them, so we're not wasting our time on the first coaching call doing all of this stuff. This should be taken care of. And I just, again, so, I have my questionnaire really easy to build out. If you go back to that previous page on questionnaires, you can just plug and play. It's kind of like a Google form. Once you have it set up to how you like it, you would just click on use this template. Again, use it for that same project, create the file. And then again, I have an email template built out. So I'll click on review email, and I really need to organize these templates a little better. I will be honest, but I think it's called new client onboarding. Yes. And I just say, awesome, super excited. The subject is a few quick questions before our first meeting. Super excited to work with you before our first call. Could you fill this out? If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ping me on Voxer. So there is that. I do send everything out manually. You can set up workflows, but I prefer to send them out manually just because for a coaching application, I like to really vet people and make sure that they're going to be a good fit. I don't want to like automatically send them payment, proposals and forms and stuff like that if we actually wouldn't work well together. And it also just serves as a reminder for me personally to do something like, okay, I need to get their workbook ready. Okay, I need to get the calendar invites set up and all that stuff. So that's what I prefer to do. But if you want to do things a little more automated, you can build out workflows, which will be up here in tools and then workflows. Last thing I'll show you really quick, because I've been talking about it a bunch, is if you go to tools and then scheduling, this is how I have those links for the discovery sessions as well as for those coaching calls. So you would just build out a new session type. You'd choose the type of session. So ours are going to be video calls. I would call it like a coaching intro call or something like that. Zoom, you can actually integrate with Zoom if you have a pro account or maybe any account. I can't really remember, but I really love that feature. And then just choose if there's going to be any instructions ahead of time, maybe if you want to tell them what to expect or anything like that. I think mine is pretty blank. And then when the reminders are going to be sent out, which I love, they're so helpful. I very rarely get cancellations now for discovery calls when I'm using HoneyBook, which is great. And then down here, you'll just select your availability. So when are you available for these intro calls? I personally only have a couple days per week that I'm available for them, just so that they're not cutting in too much of my day-to-day work time or my time spent with my clients who've already signed on. Buffers are also nice so that you're not having back-to-back-to-back meetings. So I think I do 15 minutes or 30 minutes in between. Same thing for minimum notice. I cannot stand waking up and being like, oh, I have a meeting on my calendar today in 20 minutes. So I believe it's also 2 or 3 days minimum notice so that people can't book something for tomorrow. I usually have plans for tomorrow. So anyway, you can customize all of that, and we'll go ahead and discard this. Once it's ready, it'll look something like this. So this will be what you're sending over to your prospective clients in that email where you said coaching app accepted, and they can choose a time that works for them and just go through the process to get scheduled with you. And they'll be automatically emailed out that Zoom link. It'll be added to your calendars. It's really, really intuitive. All right, I hope that video was helpful for you. If you enjoyed it, please leave me a thumbs up, comment down below and let me know that you enjoyed it. And of course, be sure to download my templates if you're interested in it. It's totally free, comes in a Google Doc file. Just a few of my favorite emails that I find myself referring back to often that you can plug into your own HoneyBook account. So if you're a coach, this is for you. Link down below, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye.